This episode of Unscripted is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a no-jitter energy drink mix that doesn't have that energy drink taste, and it gives me the energy to do YouTube and Twitch. You can get 10% off your order at WGG with code Krooked. There's a link in the description down below. Thanks, Dubby, for sponsoring this episode, and here's Unscripted. Hello everyone, I'm Krooked and I do stuff, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted look at games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. Today, I am playing X-Men Mutant Apocalypse for the Super Nintendo. I recently checked out X-Men 97, huge fan of the original series. Can't wait for it to come out. Finally did, and I was like, yeah, let's check it out. So far, it's great. They somehow made Cyclops into a really good character, which I wasn't expecting. So, you know, there's that. So I figured, hey, let's check out this and, you know, get some X-Men love on the channel. If you're wondering why I picked Wolverine, he's always been my favorite character from the X-Men. So, you know, who else would I go with? Most games back in the day didn't include a ceiling factor. I don't know if this one has it or not. I could stand around and see, but, you know. I could also, like, try to get through the level. So with a game like this... Oh. Haha! He didn't think he could get me, bub. With it being on the Super Nintendo, I just had to talk about the graphics first. This looks awesome. It looks like it came directly from the arcade. Wolverine looks fantastic. I mean, maybe his neck's a little bit too long. He looks kind of necky. But he looks really good. The enemies look like, you know, your typical anti-mutant forces from X-Men. The environment looks very pronounced and just really good, honestly. This is a good-looking game. The background looks good. There's stuff going on in the background with lights and stuff. Yeah, then there's this thing, which, when I was a kid, I was really bad at this game. I didn't really understand, you know, basically what I was supposed to do at any point in time. And, I mean, I guess I'm still pretty bad at this game, because I just died. But I've always liked the game. It looks good and pretty. Let's see, so... Alright, dies Wolverine, let's go to Psylocke. She was huge in the 90s, probably because I think she was a newer character, and they're like, nah, we need to get the really pretty girl out there, so, you know, we have some appeal, because Jean Grey ain't cutting it. That's what it always seemed like to me, anyway. Yeah. So... graphics again, it's very clear who I'm playing as. Everything looks fantastic. Wow, I just realized this has like Street Fighter combos. That's wild because it's made by Capcom, you know. But if you quarter circle forward, you do her like energy blade, and a Shoryuken does that. So you know that's pretty cool. It makes it pretty familiar for anyone who has played, you know, any Capcom fighting game. I wonder if there's any others. Ow. Okay. I can apparently jump off of people. I don't know how I'm supposed to get that, but that's fine. Maybe up here. Nope. Okay, well, that happened. So let's talk about controls. So far, every character punches with Y, jumps with B, and that seems to be it for controls. I'm not finding anything else, which it's kind of weird. Beast also doesn't have any sort of the like Street Fighter style moves. Maybe I can like do a charge attack like Blanca can. Nope. Or Guile, you know, maybe. Nope, doesn't seem like it. So let me go hopping around here. And, yeah, so the controls are really, really basic. It doesn't seem like there's too much. It's basically just 2 buttons, and, have fun with that. Select does nothing, start pauses the game. Pretty basic. I would have loved, especially on, you know, the Super Nintendo, seen some sort of actual controls utilizing L, R, X, and A. Now with Beast, you can do these hops to be on pipes. Ow. Oh man. But yeah. Controls are really basic. So with basic controls, good graphics, how about that sound? It's a Capcom game. It sounds spectacular. And like most Capcom games, it has a lot of the sounds that you would hear in like Mega Man X. And it sounds really good, honestly. Hits sound like good hits. The energy blasts that they shoot sound like energy blasts. I don't know how I died there, because I feel like I should have avoided that, but, you know, that's fine. All that sounds really, really good. Even Wolverine, you know, he just sounds good. Oh no, is there no noise for Scott's Optic Blasts? Oh, nope, there is. That sounds good too. It sounds like an Optic Blast. Not necessarily the one from, like, the show, but it sounds really good. Yeah, in the music, I mean, this is, like, Mega Man X quality soundtrack, too. If someone played this and they're like, I don't know about the music, I'd be like, hey, you must just not like video game music, because it sounds fantastic. Overall, I mean, really, really good sound. Can I, like... I really want to get that. And I don't know if there's, like... Oh, okay, I just had to jump super far. That makes sense. So really, when talking about this game, it has a lot of good about it. It's just... It kind of also has a lot of not good, in the sense of it's really, really difficult. You get, you know, your 1 health bar, and you have to fight through all these different enemies, and they're not easy at all. I mean, I suppose I should use him for... Wow, okay. They've never come from that direction before. Yeah, it's just really, really difficult. Like, I think even Gambit's going to be one of those situations where it's really, really hard. I'm not sure if I've ever gotten past, like, the opening levels on it. Granted, if I sat down for a day and really, really gave it a try, I probably could. But it shouldn't have to be, like, excruciatingly difficult. Especially because most of the people who would have played this game would have been doing so because of the X-Men animated series. And, you know, that was basically a kids show, which most kids were not going to want to struggle through this. And it's sad to see a game that's so incredibly difficult from Capcom, because, I mean, they can make games that are just generally fun to play and not a struggle the entire time. This one is unfortunately not one of those games. And with it being as hard as it is, I think that's a major turnoff for a lot of people, because it's so difficult. Like, look, I barely started the stage, and I'm already almost dead. Granted, I got that health pickup, but it did next to nothing for me. But, you know, going back to all my other points, it looks like X-Men, it sounds really good. The game has a lot of positives. It's just, it's one of the most difficult games that I've played in recent memory that's not, you know, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, because that game is its own kind of beast. And I think that the difficulty just drags it down, whereas it could have just been, you know, a really fun beat-em-up style game that has the X-Men. But instead we kind of get something that's a bit like Separation Anxiety or Maximum Carnage in terms of, wow, this game is super hard. And, oh god. And I think that just takes away a lot. So, in terms of a score, because I mean, you get 2 lives with each character, and I'm sure there continues as well, but with the difficulty, I think it's a good game. It's just, it's going to be really hard with that difficulty threshold, and I think that earns it a solid 6 out of 10. With that, I think that most people, if you have any bit of joy of the X-Men, you're probably going to like this game, at least a little bit, just because you get to look at your character and they feel like, you know, you're playing as an X-Men character. But outside of that, I'm not sure if you're going to get any enjoyment out of it. If you're not a fan of the X-Men, you're definitely not going to enjoy what you have to go through with this game, because it is so difficult. But, you know, the X-Men have difficult lives, so maybe that was their whole basis, is they wanted it to be hard because the X-Men have it hard. With all of that, comment down below, let me know who your favorite X-Men character is. Like this video if you enjoyed what you saw. Hit that subscribe button so that way you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted, and hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode comes out. And with all that being said, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!